Okay, so radical inequalities, very similar to yesterday. There's going to be one small part that's different or extra that you have to do, but otherwise it's really not that bad. So, number 1, square root of 2x plus 4 is less than or equal to 4. Yeah, so you do it just like we did yesterday. So to get rid of the square root, I'm going to square both sides. So on the left, we get 2x plus 4 is less than or equal to, what do I get on the right? 16. So just solve for x. This part's nice and easy. Subtract the 4 over 2x is less than or equal to 12. Divide by 2. X is less than or equal to 6. Good on that part? Okay, so here's the extra part. We have to find the restrictions because we're talking about a square root. What kind of numbers can go under a square root? Real numbers. So can a negative go under here? No. Can 0 go under here? What's the square root of 0? 0. Can positives go under here? Yes. So when I'm doing a square root, I need everything under this square root to be greater than or equal to 0. So everything under the square root, every single time I'm going to set it greater than or equal to 0 to see what x can be or not be. So I'm going to take 2x plus 4, what's under the square root, and set it greater than or equal to 0. So this doesn't change. Your restrictions here is always greater than or equal to 0. And this you're just solving for x. Remember, there's no square root here. Okay, I took it off. So just subtract the 4. So 2x is greater than or equal to negative 4. Divide by 2. X is greater than or equal to negative 2. So then here's what I do. I draw just like a quick little number line. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. I start with this one, the one that I found. So positive 6, closed circle, and it says less than. So when I solved it, it's telling me that everything less than 6 will work. But over here, when I got this, I got negative 2. It's a closed circle, and it's going to the right. So this is stopping that number, or that solution set, that's what I'm going to say. Okay, so you have to do the restriction to say, well, does it matter or does it not? So in this case, our answer is negative 2, less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 6. This one says less than 6, but then the restriction says, well, it still has to be greater than or equal to negative 2 to give us a real answer, or a real number answer. Okay, let's try another one. Square root x minus 3 plus 2 is greater than or equal to 5. What would you do first on this one?
Subtract the 2.
Yeah, you want to get the radical by itself. So subtract the 2. So square root x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 3. And now same process. Square both sides. So x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 9. Add 3. X is greater than or equal to 12. So once you do that, and then I do the restrictions. Or check for restrictions. So what do I set greater than or equal to 0? Good. X minus 3 greater than or equal to 0. This one's super simple. Add 3. greater than or equal to 3. So I do a quick number line. And the number line's not part of your answer. It just helps if some of you need that visual. So at 12, I'm going greater than. At 3, it also says greater than. So does this 3 affect my 12 at all here? No, because I'm already saying, well, it has to be greater than or equal to 12. So really, it can't be past that. So this doesn't affect it, which means this is my only answer. Not bad, right? Kind of a nice break from all the crazy from last week. Okay, let's do one with some fractions, your favorite. You guys are so awesome. 3 plus square root 4x minus 5 less than or equal to 10. We're only going to do about 5 full examples because really, once you do some of them, you're good to go. Okay, what's first? Good. Subtract the 3. So square root 4x minus 5 less than or equal to 7. And then solve for x. So go ahead and solve for x and then find your restrictions. It might be easiest to change your fractions to decimals. It just depends. If you're okay visualizing where the fraction goes, then no big deal. So when you divide by 4, you get 27 over 2. What's that as a decimal? 13.5. So if you like the decimal, go with the decimal. If you don't care, then you can leave it. Okay, so then I need to check my restriction. So I say 4x minus 5 greater than or equal to 0. So add over the 5 and divide by the 4. So x is greater than or equal to 5/4. If you want to change that to a decimal, what would that be? 1.25. So I like the decimals because now I can see which one goes where. So on our number line, we've got 13.5. That's less than. And then 1.25 is greater than. So our answer is 1.25 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 13.5. Okay, number 4. Do a cube root. So cube root of x minus 3 plus 3 is greater than 5. So nothing changes here. We still want to isolate the radical. So subtract the 3 over. How do you get rid of a cube root? Cube both sides, right? Cube it. Cube it. So on the left, we get x minus 3. And on the right, what do I get? 8. restrictions on a cube root, so you don't have to do that part, which is nice because that means that you're done. So for your restrictions, it's only for square root, fourth root, sixth root. Anytime you have an even root, you'll always have restrictions because we can't take the even root of a negative. Okay, let's do one more. Square root, fourth root. You probably won't do sixth root. That cube root, no restrictions. All right, last one. Number 5. Okay, so yesterday, if you had 2 square roots in the problem, what do you need to do? Yeah, you want 1 on each side, because if I try to square this, oh, that's super ugly. So I'm gonna subtract this guy over. It doesn't matter which one you put over. So I've got square root x plus 2 is greater than 5 minus square root x plus 3. So now square both sides. So I'm going to let you square this side and see how you get. Try the shortcut or FOIL it, whichever one you prefer. But don't just do 25 and the square root x plus 3. There's more to it than that. After you multiply out the right side, check yours with mine and put it in 3 different colors so you can see each part. I squared the first, I put the 2 together and I doubled it, and then I squared the second. And then you're trying to get the radical by itself. So just simplify a little bit here. If I subtract this x over, it's going to cancel. And then I can combine this 25 and this 3. Does anyone have a question on this part right here? Did we get this? Are we getting better at it? Hopefully. Okay. Subtract the 28 over. So negative 26. No, 30. Okay. Negative 30 greater than negative 10.
Negative 26. So it's positive 2.
It is. What did I do?
It's negative.
Oh, that should have been a minus. That's why. Yikes. Sorry. So sorry. I was like, it's not 26. I'm sorry. It should have been x minus 2 from the beginning.
Then why do we have to give a negative?
Well, yeah, it's just going to be uglier. I'm sorry. That's why I was like, it's supposed to be pretty. Minus, minus, minus. It doesn't change anything except it just makes it a negative 30.
Alright.
That way it's prettier than a 26. I'm sorry. I don't know how I missed that. Okay. Divide by negative 10. And what happens when I divide by that negative? It becomes positive and it switches the sign. So you have to be careful there. Because we haven't done very many of those today. Or any of those. And then now I have my square root by itself. This is what you're aiming for. That way you can get rid of it. So square both sides again. 9 is less than x plus 3. So I get it's 6 less than x, and I like it always x the other way. So x is greater than 6. So for my restrictions, you have to check both of your square roots. So I did negative, so I'm going to do x minus 2 greater than or equal to 0, and x plus 3 greater than or equal to 0. But look, these are like one step. Add 2, so x is greater than or equal to 2. Subtract 3, x is greater than or equal to negative 3. That's it. So then you can check it on a number line. I'll start with the 6. Open circle to the right. And then 2 is here, and it says to the right. That doesn't matter, and neither does this. So what's my answer? That's it. X is greater than 6. So on your worksheet, go ahead and start. Most of them are pretty good. They're not bad. My key is up in the back if you want to take pictures of that.